Most men think that to win a woman's shirt, they need to chase, prove, and please. But here's the paradox no one talks about. The more you try to purvey her worth, the faster she lows in terrorist. She doesn't fall for the guy whoa, tries too hard. Falls for Theon, who doesn't do these three things. The one who holds himself with calm, grounded presence. The one who lives by Stoic principles, even in the chaos of modern dating. In this video, we're diving deep into three behaviors. Thatcherable, high-quality women, and how not doing them is what draws her in. Let's begin. Sign number 1, he doesn't chase validation. Most men are wired to seek approval, especially from women they desire. They compliment too often, text back too quickly, and try to be nice just to be liked. But here's what they didn't realize. When you chase validation, you surrender your power. A high-value woman doesn't crave a man one needs her attention to feel good about himself. She's drawn to the one who's already whole, the one who doesn't need applause to feel worthy. Stoic philosopher Epictetus once said, "If you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid." In dating, this means being okay with not being liked by everyone. It means not needing her to constantly reassure you with compliments or affection. You're grounded whether she flirts or pulls away. Here's the hard truth. Women test men emotionally. They pull back, they gozlant. They challenge you just to see if you'll break your frame. The man shuffles forward, doesn't flinch. He doesn't ask, "Did I do something wrong?" He doesn't beg for her attention. He simply keeps moving forward with calm, quiet confidence. That's what sets him apart. The moment you stop chasing her validation and start trusting your own worth, you become magnetic. Not because you are trying to impress her, but because you mastered the one thing she secretly craves: emotional control. Shall we continue with sign number 2? Sign number 2, he doesn't overshare his emotions. We live in a culture that tells men to open up, to be vulnerable, to express everything. But let's be clear. There's a difference between emotional honesty and emotional dumping. A high-value woman doesn't fall for Monwo, pours his heart out on the first date, cry about his ex or ex-Basingaveri, wound from his childhood. Sheffels, for the man who shows his emotions but doesn't let them rule him. As Marcus Aurelius taught, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength. The Stoic man speaks with measured words. Hedisant, reveal everything, because he knows some things are meant to be processed in solitude, not scattered across someone else's lap. That mystery, that restraint, that's what makes him irresistible. This doesn't mean he's cold or closed off. It means he's disciplined. He doesn't spill everything just to feel lighter. He reflects high endures. And when he does open up, it's with purpose, not for pity, and women feel this. They feel the weight in his words, because they're rare, controlled, and rooted in strength, not insecurity. A man who can regulate his emotional world, rather than unleashing it every turn. That's the man who captivates her mind and earns her respect. Ready for sign number 3? Sign number 3, he doesn't chase her validation. Here's a hard truth most men don't want to hear. The more you chase her validation, the less she values you. Not because she's cruel, but because subconscious linings signals weakness. High-value women don't fall for the man who constantly compliments them, anxiously waits for replies, or tries to prove us good enough. They fall for the man was already grounded in his own worth with, or without her attention. As a Stoic philosopher Epictetus once said, "If you want to improve, be content, Tobe, thought foolish and stupid." In other words, stop performing just to gain approval. Stoic man doesn't chase likes attention or praise because he's not addicted to outside validation. He's inwardly secure. We can admire her beauty and still walk away if she disrespects him. He can be attracted and yet not pedestalize. He knows that his value doesn't increase just because she finally looks his way. And that paradox, that calm detachment, that's what pulls her in. Because a man who doesn't need her validation becomes the man who naturally earns it, not through force but through presence, through quiet confidence. And that is where true attraction begins. Let's move to sign number 4. Sign number 4. Idosant, try to control her. Here's Theparats most men miss. The more you try to control a woman, the more she'll resist you. Not because she wants chaos, but because high-value women crave freedom within connection, not domination. Stoic man understand this. He doesn't feel the need to monitor her phone, question her every move, or demand obedience to feel secure. Why? Because it already controls the only thing that actually matters, himself. As Marcus Aurelius put it, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Irresistible, you'll find strength. Instead of forcing her to follow rules, he leads by example. Instead of reacting with jealousy or fear, he responds with calm clarity. He gives her the space to choose him freely, because love without freedom is not love. It's fear disguised as control. And here's the irony. When a woman feels trusted, not trapped, she becomes more loyal. When she's not smothered, she naturally wants to come closer, not out of obligation but desire. So, the man who doesn't try tune her often becomes the one she chooses to belong to, because power over a woman never lasts. Influence, through calm, grounded masculinity, that leaves a mark she can't forget. Let's move on to sign number 5. Sign number 5. He doesn't constantly seek her validation. Here's where most men go wrong without even realizing it. They enter relationships not as whole men, but as hungry boys starving for approval. They ask questions like, Dee, do something wrong? Do you still love him? Are you mad at me? But a stoic man doesn't chase emotional crumbs. He doesn't treat her affection like atrophy, to be one with perfect behavior best. He understands one eternal truth. A man who needs validation to feel secure is already lost. As Epictetus said, if you want to improve, be contento. Be thought foolish and stupid. The Stoic path doesn't bend toward popularity. It bends toward inner stability. That's why high value. Women respect a man who remains centered, whether he's praised or criticized. He doesn't get overly excited when she compliments him, and he doesn't fall apart when she withdraws. Instead of seeking her permission to feel good about himself, he creates his own peace and invites her into it. And here's the secret. Women test men, not to be cruel, but to see if your core can be shaken. If she senses your emotional depend on her reactions, her respect will vanish. Even if her lips still say, I love you. But if you remain unshaken in the storm, she won't just admire you. She'll feel safe with you. That's why the man who doesn't seek her validation often becomes the one she validates with her loyalty. Let's now explore sign number 6. Sign number 6, he doesn't abandon his mission for her. A high-value woman might want to feel prioritized, but deep down, she doesn't want to be your purpose. Why? Because when a man trades his mission for love, he unknowingly places the entire weight of his identity on her shoulders. And now, man, no matter how nurturing, wants to carry a man's soul for him. The Stoics knew this. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "A man's worth is no greater than the worth of his ambitions." That's why a Stoic man doesn't drop everything when she calls. He doesn't cancel his workout, his work, or his self-discipline to make her feel important. Not because he doesn't care, but because he knows if he betrays his path, he loses her respect. Ironically, when a woman sees that a man won't bend his purpose to orbit around her, she feels drawn toward him even more. She starts to trust him. She feels proud of him. Most importantly, she feels that she's walking beside a man of substance, not dragging around man searching for one. The truth is, women are far more attracted to a man who puts his mission first. Not because he ignores her, but because he honors his masculine essence, which then becomes something she naturally wants to follow. And that brings us to the final sign, the most subtle one of all. Sin number 7. He doesn't chase validation, especially hers. There's a silent rule line, the dynamics of attraction. Themament, a man seeks validation from a woman. He loses his power in her eyes, and yet most men don't realize they're doing it. They over-explain, they try to impress. They constantly ask, are you okay? Or did I do something wrong? And while it may come from a place of care, it feels to her like a subtle neediness. It's like he's asking her to be his emotional anchor. But a high-value woman doesn't want to validate you. She wants to respect you, and that means you have to be solid. In yourself, Seneca once said. A wise man is content with himself. That's why a Stoic man doesn't beg for attention, approval, or affection. He gives without keeping score. He listens without trying to fix, speaks from a grounded place, not from insecurity. And ironically, this is what makes her lean in. Because in a world full of men who seek toimpress, the man who remains calm, composed, and detached from outcome is the one she can't stop thinking about. Why? Because he's not trying to win her. He's trying to live his truth. And thoughtus irresistibly. Rare. Now, let's bring it all together. So why does she fall for the man who doesn't do these three things? Because he lives by principle, not desperation. Because he moves with inner calm, not emotional chaos. Because he honors himself. And therefore, she feels safe to honor him. In a world where men often chase, overshare, and seek constant reassurance, she longs forth one man who stands still in thought-storm, who doesn't try to fix her, who doesn't need her attention to feel like yay man, and who doesn't fall apart when she pulls away. That man is attachedly detached. He's emotional insured. And it's that emotional stability that makes him unforgettable. Remember what Marcus Aurelius wrote? Here you can go is more peaceful, more free of interruptions than your own soul. So if you want to attract a high-value woman, you don't need more tricks, lines, or strategies. You need to become that kind of man. The one who doesn't do what weak men do. Because it's not what you say that makes her fall. It's what you don't say. It's not how much you give. It's how grounded you are when you didn't. That silence, that restraint, that strength, that's what she falls for. If this video hits something real inside you, don't just keep it to yourself. Comment your thoughts and subscribe, because becoming that man starts